Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Damon Campbell with KarmaloopTV here at St. Andrews in Detroit with a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Lights.
Great to meet you, Lights. Definitely appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for talking to me.
Absolutely. Now, your new single is called Up We Go, which in a way kind of brings things full circle because growing up, I understand Raise was pretty significant for you.
Yeah, that Raise was the first CD I bought actually, as this like 90s techno band. Probably one of the first times I heard an electronic CD that I really liked.
Oh, okay. And you've done a lot of charity work stemming from growing up as a missionary kid, even raising funds for a food bank once by having food serve as admission to the show, which I suppose makes sense because didn't you actually used to tour in an old Meals on Wheels van?
You did your research, man. That's hilarious. Yeah, our first tour van was this old like Astro or something that used to be a Meals on Wheels van, and we slaved all day to try to get all the lettering off, and we just couldn't, so we left elderly person's vehicle on the side for like an entire year of touring. So it's good memories.
And it caused a bit of confusion even?
Probably, but probably kept people from trying to rob us or something. I don't know.
But hadn't it gotten like mobbed by like some bums or something like that?
Oh, well, actually, no, we never experienced that thing. Actually, there was this one time though, maybe it was because of that we got broken into in Seattle, and they went in, they must have sat in our car, they saw a jacket in there, one of our jackets they liked, and they took theirs off and left it in there, and took our jacket, and there's like weed crumbles in the pocket and stuff, and then they rifled through our merch to pick their sizes, and took the vodka but didn't take the beer, so they're just basically hanging out in our van. So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe they expected to find some food and just found a jacket and some beer.
Could be. And I heard you talking in the unedited version of your Brian Stars interview about a time when like you'd reached in your pocket to give a homeless person whatever you had, but they were still questioning you like whether or not you had more. But they may have been onto something because haven't you actually swallowed a penny before?
All these details, that's insane. Yeah, I swallowed a penny when I was little, and I remember it was quite the emergency. And actually, I've thought about that a lot lately now that I have a kid. I was like, what if she swallows something? Well, I remember I swallowed a penny and I'm fine. So, but yeah, there's been a couple of occasions, especially in Canada, where I'll get asked for money from a homeless person, and I look around for change, and they go, no, you've got it. You're that famous singer. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. And I guess it makes sense that you'd be so subject to change, whether it be your name, your hairstyles, genres even. And speaking of branching out, which do you find more nostalgic, the Scrawny Tree or U2's Joshua Tree?
Wow, dude, this is awesome because you have so many fun facts right now. People are learning a lot about me.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Both of these things mean so much in my life. Obviously, Joshua Tree, not only a killer record, one of my favorite records, came out the year I was born, but that's also, I went there to shoot for the album art, the acoustic album that came out last year. And this Scrawny Town, the Scrawny Tree, we had the anthem. That's what Running with the Boys is all about. Yeah. That whole little village we had when we were younger, and that sort of sense of imagination that we had when we were younger. That's what inspired this album a lot, you know?
And in regards to the Joshua Tree, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Was that a big one for you specifically? Yeah,
well, that was, I covered that one a bunch because that was one of the first songs I remember hearing that made me want to write a song that people remember hearing for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of a long, complicated sentence, but it's true. I mean, I feel like everybody can recall a moment that a song impacted them for the first time, and that would be mine for sure.
And prior to music, you had been doing gymnastics, which obviously involves a lot of stunts. Apparently, one kind, however, that you hadn't quite bargained for.
Oh, which one?
Like drugs to stunt your growth.
Oh my goodness, you have done your research, man. That is amazing. Yeah, I was doing I was a homeschooled kid, so I was spent a lot of time being able to do a lot of extracurricular activities, and one of them was gymnastics, and I was in this pre-competitive gymnastics course, and when they asked me to take growth stunting drugs to move into the next phase, I was just like, no. And I'm still short.
Especially because you were just a little kid at the time.
Yeah,
right?
No, totally, right. It took a little bit of the fun out of it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's too serious for me.
Right.
You know?
Well, now you got this legion of fans who will bend over backwards for you. One in particular even had given you a section of land. Do you still have that by chance?
Yeah, I do. I've gotten some unreal things. I got like a tiny plot of land. I actually was just going through my stuff the other day because I was unpacking in a new place and found the star map, and someone had a star named after me in the galaxy, the real galaxy. A star named after me, and I have a a map of where it is. Who knows? Probably quite a ways away from here.
Right.
Yeah, like people have given me some amazing things. I mean, even this someone gave me the other day, which is rad.
Yeah, totally.
We all pull power from the Triforce every now and then.
Yeah, show that off.
Yeah.
And not everyone seems to be a fan, though, unfortunately, since you've had bottles thrown at you on stage before.
It's the truth.
And speaking of keeping on your toes while you perform, I understand you actually used to have to cover the mic with a sock.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I don't know. We've played our share of crab venues and some nice ones. Obviously, the crab venues are more so at the beginning when you're playing small rooms, but we played those venues where just the power's all weird, and because we have so many keyboards on stage, if it's not grounded right, it all goes into your lips from the mic.
Oh,
so
okay.
you'll be like, trying to sing, and it's shocking you in the mouth.
Yeah.
So at one point, I just had to pull a dirty sock and put it on the mic, and that was a set for sure, man.
Yeah.
That was a set.
And if I'm not mistaken, the bottle throwing incident was at like a predominantly metal show, which I found kind of shocking since you played metal back in your teenage years.
I did. It didn't shine through in my first album, though, that's for sure. Definitely
Right.
You wouldn't associate that with the metal album. But yeah, I used to be in a metal band. Used to love going to Warped Tour all the time, going to all those shows. So I think that has probably influenced my performance style a little bit, and what kind of the energy that I expect from a show to a certain degree. But yeah, the one instance that happened would have been. I mean, there's always shows where people don't like it, and it's not your own show. It's the shows where you're opening for someone, or there's always gonna be someone who just isn't a fan, and that's the beauty of music. You can like what you like.
Yeah.
But in this situation, it was I was signed to Underground Operations, which is an independent label in Canada, and that was my first EP came out on, and they had like Protest the Hero and Holly Springs Disaster and a lot of really great bands, but not in the same genre as me. But that was kind of cool. It was different, and we were all thrown together on a Christmas bill one year. And at the end of the night, Protest the Hero was playing. This is like math rock we're talking about here. Their fans are diehard. All they want to see is Protest the Hero. They were playing late. There was like 6 bands.
Okay.
I was like right before them or something, and everyone was drunk, and they're all these big metal guys. So I think that the last thing they wanted to see was a pop female go up when they want to go see Protest the Hero. So a bottle came flying up. I'm dodging things. It was right around the time that George Bush was dodging shoes in press conferences. So I just had to joke about it. But it was pretty, it's pretty intense. I mean, you're up there trying to do your thing. And there's people that are just being blatantly rude. But then I remember looking out in the crowd and seeing just a big dude go and knock the guy out. And then like brawls are starting in the crowd. I was like, this is insane.
Crazy.
And then that night, halfway through my set, it was just crazy. My manager came up with my team and presented me with a plaque that had said my first single ever had gone gold. And so I was just like, it was very emotionally tumultuous. And the last song of the night was actually the last thing on your mind, and I was fighting tears in it because it was just so, every dimension of emotions you could think of, and it's a good memory.
Absolutely. And in your heyday, though, with the metal band, you guys were so badass, in fact, that your band had gotten banned from like certain venues. Yeah,
we only actually did a couple shows. One of them being like it's not a talent show, but sort of like just a show at our school.
Okay.
And I remember specifically getting up there and I'm like doing the crab stance, playing my guitar, and our front man is doing martial arts poses and screaming, "Kill everyone you know!" And the teachers, everyone in the crowd was kind of like. And then they never did shows again at our high school.
And with you guys going by Shovel Face, was that around the same time that you were known to some people as Shrapnel Face?
That was where the nickname came from.
Is it?
Yeah, my grandma used to call me that because I had piercings. And why you got that shrapnel in your face? A bomb went off. And then they just said, "Oh, we're gonna call it Shovel Face after you." They're just being mean.
Okay. And speaking of shovels, I'm curious to hear what you were digging for when you found that Transformers comic back in the day.
This is so funny. This is so funny, dude. You're amazing.
Thank you.
This is really good. This is good.
Glad you're enjoying it. What were you looking for, though?
Oh, wait, which one are you talking about?
Like, cause weren't you like, didn't you find it in like the trash or something?
Oh yeah, no. Oh my goodness. I don't even remember saying this, but yeah. No, I've been collecting comics for a long time, and I found some really incredible comics out on the doorstep of where I lived in Toronto for a while, for a year, and I just said, "Wow, what's this?" You know, people throw junk out into the street a lot, and there's some valuable comics there. It's crazy what you can find. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what they say: one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah.
And on that note, growing up, I understand you actually did went on your fair share of magic carpet rides, at least in your imagination.
How on earth you know this stuff? It's so crazy. Yeah, I used to really like Disney movies and Disney princesses, and I remember I sat down at a family potluck one time with a friend, and we recited the entire song of I can show you the world. From my cassette.
Still got it.
In like inset thing, and we were reading the lyrics out, and looking back now, I'm quite embarrassed.
Oh, well,
It's
don't
kind of
be.
embarrassing.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, though. It was great chatting with you. Best wishes with everything coming
You
your
were
way.
awesome. This is so. I've never done anything like this. You have dug up so many little details, and it's really special.
Crazy. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank
Is there anything
you.
else you want to say to the people out there watching?
I don't know. Come to the shows. I don't know which camera to look at. There's a handsome man here. Is that right here? Come to the shows. Listen to Little Machines. And keep watching these guys because they're the best.
Appreciate it. There you have it. Once again, I'm Damon Campbell, and this is Lights. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.